Welcome back. All right, so we are going to do a little hiking shoe unboxing here. We've got the Topo Athletic Vista. Ooh, hiking shoe, trail running shoe coming here, paid for by me, right? So let's see. This is the latest and greatest from Topo Athletic in terms of their trail running and hiking shoe selection for 2025. It appears to be a very maximal and a fairly light in the hand hiking shoe. Okay, so let's just kind of go through this line by line, and then we'll get it on feet and just see how things go as far as the fit test, a little bit of a walking test here. But remember, it's first impressions. Okay, so it looks like we have a fairly stoutly built shoe. Okay, we have these laces which are kind of tubular. Got a little seam running down the center here. Not different from other Topo Athletic laces that I've seen in the past, okay? Nice cushion to the lace, which is super nice, okay? These shoes are built for ultra marathons, but you know, it's also nice to know that they can function well as a hiking shoe, okay? Here's the tongue of the shoe coming down directly onto the top of the foot. We've got some nice cushion going on to the actual tongue itself on the underside here. And there on the top, you can see there's a bit of a quadrant, an X type lacing retention system going on, you know, for laces here, here, and then here and here. Hopefully keeping everything in check and balance. You've got a little gator trap right here at the top, or the distal portion of the shoe here. Topo known for their very natural, very wide toe box here, secure midfoot and heel. So we'll see how that fits here in a little bit, okay? All right. So having a look at the tongue again here, are there any gussets going on to, again, secure that tongue down? And yeah, there appears to be gussets on both the medial and lateral side of the shoe. Getting my hand into the heel collar of the shoe, you can see just how well padded it is here from the front, circling around to the lateral aspect of the shoe. Okay, and then kind of get my finger to the heel pad right here as it touches that Achilles. That's a nice amount of padding, y'all. Look at that. That's awesome. Okay, and then into the heel pocket where the heel bone likes to set. It feels nice and cavernous, okay, with not really much cushion in terms of the contact surface. Alrighty, so pulling out the insert of the shoe, we got a wild green, what is this? The FKT insert here in the shoe, water resistant and high rebound. Okay, all these little beads are TPU, and they're all smushed together to create this like really nicely cushioned insole for the Topo Athletic Vista. So that'll be interesting to feel on foot here in a few minutes once we get things kind of sorted out. Okay, and then again, having a look at the upper, you know, feeling inside, how does the material feel to the hand? It's got a little bit of stretch and a little bit of softness to it, but it does feel a little bit scratchy as well. Okay, how are the sidewalls on the lateral aspect of the shoe? There is a little bit of sidewall action kind of originating from here, working its way around, but I can feel the heel portion dipping into the shoe, which would be nice to act as a bit of a cradle here going on, and a little bit more pronounced towards the medial side of the shoe, towards the back via the heel here. So that's pretty nice, okay? And then moving into the toe box inside, feeling for any lumps or bumps or anything special, and there's not. Okay, cool. So here is their zip foam, and this appears to be a very generous slab of zip foam. You know, kind of get my hands into it. It appears to be a double layer. So here is one, and then here's another. This one to the top feels a little stiffer to me versus the bottom. It'd be interesting to see how that feels on foot. All right, and then here we have the Vibram outsole. This is a Mega Grip outsole. So this is known for its stickiness in most surfaces. So dusty, rocky, snow. I can attest to snow traction with the Mega Grip for sure. Just an all-around great grip choice from Topo to go with the Vibram there. Okay, all right, and so here's a little bit of a gator trap situation towards the back, as well as a heel tab to pull it on up. And here is the other shoe. And I noticed this coming out of the box that the Topo logo has rubbed off a little bit, which is, you know, that's kind of interesting there. But without further ado, let's get these on feet and then take it for a little spin around the backyard here. All right, and here we are on foot, the Vista here. So men's size 11 went true to size here for me. We got the big toe here, a little bit of space right there, actually a decent amount of space in the shoe. Got a pinky toe here and a big toe joint on the 5th toe here towards the lateral side, and here's the big joint here. Okay, right there as the heel or the front of the shoe kind of flares out. Okay, all right, so you know, this I've tried a couple of times to get this nice and tight, but that's still a little bit loose there. And I don't want to be dipping down in here to take up too much lace or really kind of get it set down low. I know that you can do the runner's loop here, but we'll see how it feels just as we go along here. The Topo Athletic Vista. Okay, so hiking shoes, trail shoes, walking shoes. I think it's important to, test these out, review these, talk about these in a non-running fashion, right? And see how the shoe goes, all right? So kind of going downhill, down my little yard here. So some of the things I'm noticing, or better yet, some of the things I'm looking for is, along the uneven surfaces, this grass, okay? It appears flat, but it is not. What is going on inside the shoe in relation to my foot in terms of motion. All right, just preface that so you guys have an idea of what I'm talking about with my reviews here. Okay, so first thing I'm noticing is that there is some motion about the heel of the shoe. With me, the thing is kind of moving around the side to side. It doesn't, like, we feel a little too high off the ground almost. Okay, the cushioning is good there on the heel. That's nice. All right, I can feel the rebound of the cushion on the heel as I take my step here. I'm not really doing a 4-foot walk there. Now as I push through my gait and go concentrating more on the front of my foot as I do this little uphill here, I can feel my big toe joint kind of pushing down into that FKT insole, and it's got like a nice capture of that energy to give quite a bit of cushion there. And then the roll through my 2nd through 5th toes appears to be captured as well. There's tons of room in the toe box of the shoe here. That is quite nice. Okay, so I'm actually going to go down again and head towards a little hilly section of my yard. Okay, so we're out here in the Midwest, and I'm testing shoes in the backyard, thinking about, running around with the kids, thinking about doing chores in the yard, mowing the grass and that kind of thing. How's the shoe gonna interact with the user? I am detecting quite a bit of heel slippage on both shoes, left and right. Mainly towards that area, that cavitation for the heel, just under that Achilles tab. Where the Achilles is being held is good with that cushion that we talked about. But where there's nothing in that little cavern there is quite a bit of play happening, okay? And then the second thing is, take a look at this. Like your tongue is got this little divot here. I can actually feel this tongue kind of moving around. It's nice that there's this material, but I'm feeling the shoe play about as far as the upper goes. So it's not an incredible lockdown about the heel collar, but as far as like the top of the shoe, the tongue, that's nice. All right, so we're coming into some hills, okay? All right, and just kind of seeing how the shoe does. Yeah, it's quite exacerbated. The shoe's moving about. There's a lot. Maybe this foam will ripen up over time. The combination of the FKT insole plus the zip foam will eventually learn who you are. And yeah, I can feel my foot sliding on top of that FKT surface, which it's not the worst thing ever, but I definitely can feel it moving about there. Okay, And so I would just not want any heat buildup to occur there, because heat and friction and moisture, especially over time, that's just going to create blisters and callus and all kinds of badness. Okay, alrighty. Well, let's actually bring this on back, and the traction is good. The traction is feeling good. The foam is not super stiff. It's a very pleasant shoe to walk in. I just kicked something there and it bounced right off the toe cap. So all in all, it's got a good ride. It's got good comfort. It's got good breathability. There's a little slight breeze going through. But just that the fit is just a little off. So let's bring it on back. All right, everybody. So there is the Topo Athletic Vista. Okay. So, when you try on a shoe, you're going to be with that shoe for just a few minutes while you're in the store, and you don't really have super duper conditions, to test them in. So that's what I figured we're doing here. Kind of just popping them on, give them a little spin in the yard, and kind of verbalizing in real time as they go what I'm thinking. Okay. All right. So here's the Topo Vista 5mm drop right here. Other than the kind of sloppy posterior of the shoe, as well as the not great lockdown there, it's a really nice shoe, and I'm fully aware that we could go in and do all the lock lace technique and all that stuff. But honestly, if a shoe needs to be modified, so from the get-go, that is a wonderful option and a shoe that fits you initially. But if it's something that is required all the time, the lock lace, for example, that can add quite a bit of pressure about the top of the foot over time. I mean, in a non-running manner, I feel like walking and hiking, just in general, the motion is a lot different than running, and having that extra pressure might not be the best thing for a person's foot, especially if you have any sensitivity or pain in that region. Okay, and then the other thing would be, you're going to be doing that for a prolonged period of time. It's just not great to require that from the beginning. Okay, there's my little soapbox on that. Okay, other than that, I will have the link for this shoe down in the description. If you were to choose to purchase that, I would get a tiny commission. I appreciate you checking that out, but again, no pressure. Okay, guys, that's all I got today for the Topo Athletic Vista hiking walking shoe. Okay, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.